I have to change this screen. Maybe. I think I have to change this screen. I'm going to make this something different because... maybe not. We'll see. We'll see. Whatever. Okay, folks. Well, we're doing 2 streams in one day. As I mentioned, I might do earlier. Well, I've decided I'm going to go ahead and do that because why not? I have a little bit more time. Again, an unusual Friday. So figured I'll just go ahead and capitalize on the free time by not spending it entirely watching movies and television, although I will talk about a movie I just finished watching in the last about 20 minutes. But first, let me tweet out all the stuff I need to tweet out, just in case. This is for the late folks, the folks who may have missed the early one because it was too early. So we'll do this again. Okay, I have now tweeted and discorded it everywhere. I don't post anything anywhere else. I don't use Facebook or anything like that. Now, this will be unusual because I'm going to take occasional breaks, like right now. Hold on. 2, drink coffee. Coffee late in the day. Doing something a little different with coffee today. Well, I shouldn't really say that. No, actually, this is pretty good. I'm using some toasted marshmallow syrup, some tahini. It's good. A little bit of milk. I usually put milk in my coffee, usually black coffee. A little bit of ASMR, I guess, if you like the sound of sipping and stuff. Oh, wait, did I adjust my mic? Hold on. Sorry. Oh, I did. Okay. There's a setting on my mic. I wanted to make sure I was on the right one. So I'm going to turn away a bit when I sip on the coffee. I don't understand that. I don't think people like that. So hold on a minute. It's good. Yeah, usually I don't put milk in my coffee. Sometimes a little bit of creamer, but that's really more for if I actually make espresso, I use cream. Creamer, not cream. But coffee, no, I generally don't put milk in my coffee. But I'm not necessarily opposed to it. It's more of a I don't really need it thing as opposed to I don't want it in there thing. You know what I mean? It's not really that I'm somehow philosophically opposed to milk. I'm not. I just don't feel like if I don't know that it adds anything. I know people say it lightens coffee. I guess it adds some kind of texture. I don't know. I've never really picked that up. Sipping again. Hold on. I mean, maybe it does. I don't know. I'm not a scientist or anything. So, but honestly, I mean, drinking this right now, is this materially different than when I have it black with just usually maple syrup in it? Oh, boy, there's the big tip. Put maple syrup in your coffee. It's a natural sweetener. I mean, if you're using all natural, obviously, if you're putting Log Cabin or Mrs. Butterworth's or whatever, it's not quite all natural. But if you're using actual... Oh, I meant to get maple syrup today when I was at the store and I forgot. Oh, well. Oh, well, I'll be fine. I'll survive without maple syrup for a couple days. It'll be okay. But yeah, maple syrup and coffee, better than sugar, without a doubt. And without the acidity to eat into your teeth. That's one of the reasons I stopped using sugar. Not because I'm anti-sugar, although I do try to watch it now. You know, I'm not getting younger. I can't eat like a maniac anymore. So I am keeping an eye on sugar, but that's not the reason I stopped using it. It's because it eats at your teeth so much. And I don't like dental work, everyone, so I'm trying to avoid it. The breaks are me sipping coffee, by the way. You'll figure that out, as I will be probably doing throughout the stream. Whether I will go to a be right back screen as I do it, probably not, but you know. I'm doing it now in the kind of opening 5 minutes before people get here so that... because it's kind of tough to do it when both my hands are occupied with holding the iPad and drawing on the iPad. Therefore, drinking coffee becomes a bit of a little challenge. You know, not an unenjoyable one, but, you know, it's how it goes. So, yeah, maple syrup and coffee. That's a good idea. But, yeah, milk is fine. You know, it's in there. It has made my coffee look different. You know, it's now, I don't know, what would you describe this color as? Sort of beige? Dark beige? Light brown? Whatever. So there's that. If you don't like black coffee because it's, I don't know, the void is frightening, sure, put some milk in it. Like I said, I'm not opposed to milk. It's more of a if it doesn't add anything. And I mean, yes, it adds calcium and dairy, but I'm okay with it. Whatever. All right, let's go ahead and roll our opening. Here it is. You know why these? Oh, I didn't realize I could arrange things this way. I'm going to arrange these in the order I usually use them. Hold on. Okay, yeah, there we go. All right, let's... Actually, this should be first, because it's always starting with that. Okay, here we go. Let's roll our little thing. I'll drink coffee while that's going on. Yeah, those animations don't look good to me. So I need to figure out something else. Whatever it's going to be, it's not going to be those animation things. They just did not render well. Better off without them, I think. Oh, this toasted marshmallow stuff's pretty good. All right, here we go. Boom! Nice transition, Joe. Thank you, Joe. Okay, so here was where we left off earlier in the day, which is the primary, what I will describe as the primary line work on the rip disk image is done. So what I'm going to do now is, I had thought about, for those who may have watched or listened to the first one. Hold on, sipping my coffee now. I was batting around the idea of how I was going to handle, in particular, the separation of the disc that you see here. Because there's two ways to do it. One is, because traditionally the way I like to work is I like to have my color work and my line work exist in separate spheres. So basically, if you were to look at this list of, see this list here? All of the line work would occupy a space up here, and then all the color work would be down here. But it would be in kind of a segmented hierarchy. Not for any particular reason, it's just because I'm a weirdo, and that's how I like things. So I was debating breaking that particular approach for this, as far as putting the colors, the color layer for the disc above the hand, so that that would then obscure, because you see I have lines going through the fingers like there with the thumb, right? Problem is that's not going to solve the problem. And I'm sure you can see why as I get a sip of coffee here. Doing that would only work if I then put the hand color layer above the zip disk color layer, but underneath the zip disk's line layer. Because if I color this in, oh, that's considered a hidden layer, sorry. If I color this in where the zip disk is, the thumb line, or the thumb line is still going to be visible being bisected by the zip disk. Actually, no, yeah, it will, because I need the thumb to be over it. So it would actually not solve the problem at all. It would compound the problem. So I'm going to go with what my first thought was. Bear with me a minute. And that was that I'm going to compress or flatten. So I'm going to duplicate the zip disk layer, especially because I'm only at 1/4 of the total layer count. So it's not as if I'm running into a space problem yet, although who knows, we'll see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate all the zip disk layers, and then I'm going to flatten them into a second its own layer thing, because honestly, as long as I have the originals behind it, then if I need to go back to it, if I discover I've made some terrible error, I can go back and fix it. Okay, let me finish off this cup of coffee. I have a whole nother larger one, but let's finish this one off. Just going to shuffle my cups around. Hold on. Be right with you. This is the big cup, so. All right, enough drinking coffee. Oh, man. That figures. Hold on. Of course it did that. I mean, right when I was about to... it doesn't matter. Right as I'm getting ready to actually draw this thing, it drops the connection. It doesn't matter. Oh, I think it was... No, it wasn't. It wasn't that. Let's see. Hold on. Come on, buddy. Okay, it says it's... Oh, yeah, that's there. All right, wait. Did I just accidentally turn... Hold on. I turned the flashlight on. I do not need the flashlight of the iPad on. All right, let's get back to this. All right, here we are. Okay, So, actually, sorry. Bear with me one more second because I'm going to do that. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I'll just show you. Go to the disk layers, which are right here. Right? I'm going to just drop all those down. And I'm going to duplicate the entire group. Two of them, right? But I'll flatten one. So now I have a flattened disk. That's one image. And I still have all my layers contained in here. So now I can be destructive. And this is one thing a lot of people don't like, to work destructively. That's fine. Work however you want. But I could mask... I don't think you can mask a group, though, can you? Let's see. No, you can't. So see, the masking thing wouldn't even help me because I inherently want to keep all these layers separate in case I need them. So masking really doesn't solve anything. Yes, it's non-destructive, but it really doesn't... It doesn't really matter. I mean, maybe, you know, let's see. All right, let's mask things. What does it do? Okay. Yeah, maybe. Sure. Layer mask. All right. How does it link those? I mean, how does it know? Oh, I see. Okay. Well, you know what? All right. Let's mess around with masking then. I've never done masking in Procreate. I understand the concept, but I just never thought that. But you know what? There is a point, because I guess I can just turn it off if I have a problem, as opposed to having to try to recreate something. So it is actually smarter. Okay, fine. I am willing. I am flexible. I can try new things, especially if they do technically make more sense. So we're going to mask off. Unfortunately, I wish you could mask the group. That would be nice, is to have an actual group mask, because you can't, right? No, you can't. See, that would actually be really nice. But whatever, we'll go with this. So let's see, we need to mask that. And of course, what I'm doing, for those who aren't familiar with how masking works, masking is essentially where whatever you paint black, as you can see, it obscures. So if I take the mask off, the line's still there. I haven't actually destroyed the underlying image, and that's why people like masking, is it's non-destructive. And then anything white, if I were to go in with white, although I would just erase it, that brings it back. But, I mean, I could also just do that with the eraser. Oh, no, I can't. Oh, you can't erase with masking. You can't erase the mask. Oh, see? Just learned something. Didn't realize. This is how little I work with masks, which probably sounds insane to people when I talk about how much I use Photoshop. I don't mask things a lot. I really don't. I am not a mask professional. So, yeah, I'm not so great with that. Okay, so what I need to do, though, is I do need to drop the opacity here, because we have a little bit of an intersection. So I need to wait. Hold on. Let's think about this. Oh, no, I did this all wrong. Sorry. Okay, the mask is still there, right? Turn the mask back on, but let's go to white. No, that's right. Okay, so the flaps of the flaps of the thumb, would they be in front? Let us think about this. Yes, they would. I'm declaring that they would. So let's go back to black. But the back layers would be behind, because the thumb is kind of resting on this middle point. That's what I'm saying anyway. Okay, so what else needs to go? So this needs to go, because this finger is coming over. So we lose that. Now the interesting part is, hold on, because if I do it that way, no, that should be okay. The mask shouldn't matter for colors. It's just, I want to make sure I'm not putting myself, you know what, this is a learning process. If everything, oh, wait a minute. Oh, I missed a line. Oh, no. Hold on. Yeah, I missed a line. Yep, sure did. Thought I saw them all. I didn't. 1 second. Let me clean this up. It's only a second. Ooh, too much. Just enough to shave that. Yeah. I mean, would anybody have seen that but me? Unlikely. But I saw it. So anyway, this is a good learning process, because why not? Why not actually see how this is... I'm not making this up. This isn't scripted, everybody. This is how I work. And a lot of my work is sometimes trial and error, because, as I'm sure a lot of people do, one of the mistakes that I often make is just sticking with something that I've always done because it's something I always done, not necessarily because it's the best way to do things. So, you know, now this is going to be a tricky bit, because, see here, I mean, this is almost going to have to be the same thing. Right? Because how am I going to... I can't mask everything unless I can select these and mask. No, can't do it that way. No, and you can't mask a layer or a group. I mean, whatever. I'll do it. I know it's a better way to do it. I mean, I do know that. Oh no, that's not going to work, because no, see, that won't work. So I'm going to have to be destructive on the. I don't know. I actually, no, I don't. Do I? No, I don't. I don't have to be destructive. Okay, so take the mask off. I can actually do this. I can do this through obfuscation. So what I'm going to do, this is going to be a placeholder color. I'm pretty sure zip disks were some flavor of kind of purple gray, like that maybe. This is just, actually, I don't even have to get into color yet. Forget it. Sorry. Ignore me. All right. Let's get back into the hand lines. So let's go ahead and let's turn this off. Or actually, I guess I can't group those. I'll turn both off. It's fine. So we'll just call this disk flat, and we'll call this rename disk mask. There we go. That's fine. I know what these things are. Layer 39 doesn't mean anything yet. Okay, so back to the hand stuff. I was about to say back to the hand job, but I'm not going to say that. All right, so if we move this layer up, and we will call this, you know what? Let's go ahead and start getting some color in here, just because it'll help me define a few things. So we're going to go ahead and, which color layer is that? That's this one. Oh, good. Okay. This is actually helpful. So let's go ahead and block in bone color so that essentially I can start figuring out where my line work's going to go. Now, I don't have any set way of doing this, to be honest. This is not a, whatever the word would be. This is not a defined process for me, where I know what I'm necessarily doing with this. This is more of, I kind of do this differently on every one. I do whatever appeals at the moment. I find that works very well for me. So I don't necessarily do the bone colors first. Oh, that bump is bugging me. Sorry, I gotta fix that. That's, again, nobody would care but me, but boy, do I care about that. That just does not look right. Let's oh, where am I? Sorry, bear with me. Yeah, I'm in the wrong thing. Go to, is it, let's see, hand outlines, go here. Okay. We gotta shave that bone down a little bit. There we are, there we are, there we are, there we are. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't look right. So I'm just refining that in a bit. Just there, make it a little more fluid. Yeah, that was really bugging me. Whew. Boy, I was not going to be able to get past that. Sorry, everyone. Okay. So anyway, yeah, this is not necessarily the way I do it every time. In fact, a lot of times I've done color almost last. But on this one, because I've got all the holes and the bone stuff, I think it'll be helpful for me to have some of the color in. I've not determined what the hands color will be yet. I have to look at my other images, because I don't want to make them all the same color. So at some point I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, let me sample this color right there. We're going to go ahead and, hey TJ, how you doing? I'm all right, man. I'm just trying to figure out whatever I'm going to do here, because I'm not the most organized individual. So if you view often, you're going to find that out really quickly. So let's go ahead and get rid of all this. Man, it ain't bad, I'll be honest. I got a lot done today as far as this image, because when I did my first stream earlier, there was no this. I mean, the sketches were there, but there was no actual line work in. So I've now got it up to the point where I've got this stuff done. So originally, when I started this morning, all we had was, where's the sketch stuff? We had this, and we had that. Or, well, if I turn these back on, we'll have this. There. That's what was this morning. So now I'm at the point where, turn that off, turn that off. I could have just turned that off, I guess. Turn off the sketch work. Now we're at the point where I've got that and this happening. So I like pancakes fine. In fact, I was just talking about the fact that I like to put maple syrup in my coffee. So yeah, I like pancakes a lot. I don't know, maybe a lot's the wrong word for it. I don't know that I'm necessarily a pancake super fan, but I do like them. Okay, that's the dark color. There's the light color. Okay, so let's keep going with the light color. And how's my sketch stuff still on? Did I not turn this off? Obviously I didn't. There we go. Okay. Oh, I know why, because the colors are inside it. Move the colors out. Move the colors to there. We can turn those back on and turn the sketch work off. No, why is it? Oh, I know why. Separate, man, separate. There we go. Okay. So we got our color. Let's go ahead and get rid of this stuff I don't need. Yeah, so this is not always the way I do it. I don't generally start with color first. I'm just doing it, and actually I'm going to turn my background to a more neutral gray. There we go. That way I can see the colors a little bit better. That stuff can stay, that can stay there. So, but I'm doing it this time. I just feel like doing it with the bone color in early to refine a few things, just to kind of make it pop out a little bit better. Right. Yeah, there we go. That's it. Okay. So, oh, yeah, that's not bone. That's some form of rotten skin, but I don't know what yet. Okay. And that's bone. That's okay. So let's go ahead and... Wait, no, it's not. Basic line following would have figured that out. Okay. Fill this in. Let's go ahead and block this in with the thicker ink brush. There we go. Okay, do that. Do this. Get rid of that. Thank you. Again, something most people probably wouldn't even see. Right. So as far as... Yeah, you know, let's try the masking thing here. So let's go ahead and put a mask on there. And well, that's nice. It went by default. So if I mask this out... Hey, okay. That works. Like I said, I don't... I'm generally not a masking person. I'm just not. I know it's smarter. I've had people tell me, why aren't you using masks? And I don't doubt it is the better way to do things, but... Oops, oh, too close there. Got it. I don't generally do the smartest things. Okay, so... Oh, this is going to be tricky, though. See, this is where I got to be very, very careful. Give me the fine brush. Let's just find that. But this is also why people say, yo, use a mask. Because if I accidentally did that, and I didn't realize it till way later, I could just turn the mask off. So I get it. But it's just kind of unusual to me. I'm just used to, I guess, destructive editing. So to do non-destructive editing is sort of weird. It's a counterintuitive thing to me to do things this way. Okay, there we go. But hey, whatever. Wait, where's that line? Okay. I'm not going to not do something just because I've never done it before. I'm not afraid to try something new. As long as it actually works and it doesn't turn out to be a bunch of BS, which sometimes you read these tips from people and it's... I've tried it and gone, oh, wait a minute. Well, I just switched the... Did you notice I just switched the eraser by default? Erase stroke, so hold on. There's paint stroke. Okay. I just did the very thing I was talking about not doing, which was destructive editing. Okay. It's how simple it is for me to revert right back to it. I just go to what I'm used to. So, anyway, as I said at the top, I'm going to... I just watched that new Nicolas Cage movie. Let's see, what is it? The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Know what? Pretty good. Wasn't sure I was going to like it as much as I did like it, but pretty good movie. I mean, I like Nick Cage, so I'm not exactly shocked that I liked it, but I didn't expect it to like it as much as I did. I thought it was going to be okay. It's actually really good. Not great. I don't want to oversell. Not a great movie. For some people, may not even be in his top whatever. But I had a good time with it. I thought it was funny. I thought it was actually a very sweet movie in a lot of ways, which I was not expecting. I mean, I'd read reviews of it that mentioned that there was some kind of heartfelt stuff to it. Definitely is. Didn't expect it to be as powerful as it was. I don't say that as a negative. That's actually a positive. So, yeah, I ended up liking it quite a bit. Funny. And Pedro Pascal was good in it, which, you know, not to get back into why Mandalorian irritates me, because I try not to rant about that too much, but the fact that I could actually see his face was sort of nice. Now, you know what? I'm not going to worry so much about being destructive on the colors, at least not yet. So we'll go ahead and be destructive on the colors, because I mean, these are just placeholder colors anyway. All right, so now, see, this is, so I wonder, does it count? Let me think about this. I don't know if it, actually, I can find out. I'm curious about this. So right now, it's saying that I'm using 34 layers. All right. So does a mask count as a layer? So if I hit mask, what does it think? It does. Okay, so see, that's the other downside of masking. Now, that's fine with this. This image isn't going to be 300 layers. I already know that. Oh, jeez, the thing disappeared. Give me a minute. Yeah, I think it's because the computer is... I don't know why the CPU is so highly utilized with this. I just don't understand it. Don't get it. But whatever. Sorry. I was right in the middle of talking there. All right, let's see. Yeah, it's done this. It's been pretty bad today, actually, as far as losing its connection to this thing. And I don't really know why. The iPad is too... Oh, it's not even a foot from the thing. Anyway, here we go. Undo erase stroke. Yeah, no, we don't want an erase stroke. We want a paint stroke. There we go. So this is for the bones. So we'll go ahead and paint that out. What I should have done if I'd had a brain in my head. Ripped outlines. I do need a mask for those. Yes, let's mask. Let's mask that out. Okay. The nice part about, I have to admit, masking is it would allow me, if I needed to be able to get this stuff back. If I made a major, I don't think oh yeah, I do. If I made a major change decision in how this thing was laid out, I could get this stuff right back. I wouldn't have to redraw the lines, which is, don't get me wrong, I've done it. So it's not an impossible thing. Okay, I think I've got everything done. So now that's all masked off. So now we can get into layer 40, I believe is empty. Let's make layer 40. I'm going to go back to black. And we'll go to, what line are we on here? That's too fine. I got to get up from that. Oh, you know what? It's because I'm using the wrong brush. Wrong brush. Let's go to this. This is what I got to use for here. All right. Let's knock this down to 3, I think. Pretty sure. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to double check that really quick. Let's jump into one of the other ones. Let's take a look at that line. Oh, no, it's not that. Wow. No, it's not that line. It must be the other brush. Hold on. So is it the other brush at 5, maybe? Oh, yeah, that's definitely it. Yep, it was the other brush at 5. Hold on, let's check something. Bear with me a minute. Nope, that's definitely it. Yep, okay. Well, now we know. Bang, back to here. Now we have the right brush. So, okay. Let's start. Let me just see. What did I do on the other one? Oh, wow, I didn't really... Interesting, I didn't use... Huh. Really? I didn't use blacks in any of these? Oh, yeah, I did. Okay. I was going to say, I knew I did black layers in some of these things. Interesting, I didn't use black layers. I didn't use solid black shadows in the other one. That's fascinating. I didn't think I... Huh. Jeez, man, I guess I don't follow my own patterns as much as I think I do. Wow. Whatever, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just an odd thing. Usually I'm such an adherent to the things that I do. But I guess not. I guess I shouldn't say that. That's not true. I'm not as much of a, I'm not so anal about stuff as I thought I was. Which is weird when it comes to my artwork. I usually think I just kind of repeat the same way of doing things everywhere. But apparently, what do I know about myself? Nothing. Not a thing, as it turns out. Not a total surprise. I don't even know how I do stuff that I do. There's another project in there. Actually, let me check something. No, we're clean. Okay, good. I was going to say. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. This will be a shorter stream than the earlier one. So just as an FYI, this is not going to be another hour-long stream because I don't have quite as much time on this one as I did on the last one. FedEx is still not showing up with the stuff that they were supposed to show up with this morning. But if you remember my tone when I was talking about FedEx this morning, you shouldn't be surprised by that. Because they are not my favorite deliverer of things in this area. I have learned that, like so many things, depending on where you live, FedEx may be very good for you. They're not so good here. Oh, I didn't do another shadow line for that. Interesting. You know, I'm thinking about this. Because I think if I'm doing, yeah, but if it's under lighting, it wouldn't be, so that's fine. Okay. So only really the harsh lighting is probably going to be at the very top of those. Well, maybe not. Yeah, I think I'm just going to reserve the harshest lighting for the fingers. Because the lights in front, yeah, that makes sense to me. I'm going to stick with that. So let's go to our black layer. Oh. Wait a minute. Are you telling me that the black and white layers are... Okay. Sometimes I don't understand how this thing works. But let's put that there. There we go. I don't need the white layer. The white layer is pointless. Okay. So, black layer. Let's go ahead and get rid of the black stuff we don't need. Bing, 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 bing. Get out of here. You are unnecessary for this particular image. So I don't need you. Oh, I had filled in the things when they were over. Actually, wait, that's not bad. I can just move it because it's the only black stuff in here now. So I can very easily, I mean, I have to redo it because screw it. I'm never gonna get those lines right. So that's okay. We'll just redo the line. I mean, it's the only thing I had in there. So we'll move this down to on top of here, and that's not going to become the black layer. That's fine. It really doesn't matter. It is not important. It's not a big deal to redo this. I'm just going to X these so I remember to redo them later. There we go. But where I do want to care about the black stuff going right now, or the black layer, I should say, is in here. Now that I will use a thicker brush for, because why not? Let's bump that to 5. Okay, there we go, there we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so that's the only places I'm going to use black layers. So we'll go ahead and do that. Okay. Yeah, in these I have not used a ton of black layers. Man, that's always encouraging. It's currently about 103 degrees and the house just popped behind me. That's what you want to hear when it's really hot. The actual framing of the house popping. That's a good sign for the future. You know, someday the houses are just going to burst into flames spontaneously, and then what are we going to do? I'm pretty sure they didn't exactly make, well, maybe they do now, but when this house was built, I doubt they were anticipating long stretches of temperatures where it was triple digits all the time. I mean, we're lucky that it's only going to be 100 for only. That this stretch isn't going to be that long, but man, I don't know what it's going to be in a month from now. I mean, we're only at the very beginning of June, and we're already getting stretches of 95 plus for multiple days. So I dread to even imagine what August and July are going to... I mean, July, I think it's just going to be more stretches like this. August could be a real killer. I mean, the amount of fans, USB recharging fans and battery packs for fans would just blow your mind. But you know what? I don't want to get... The air goes off. I don't want to be stuck. So whatever. All right, let me get a drink of coffee and contemplate this for a minute. Good coffee. All right, so let's see. Missed shadow lines right there. So let's jump back to What are we going to call this layer? We'll call this layer detail lines. Okay, that should be these guys. Bink, bink. Sure is. Sure enough. Who's the master, Leroy? Sure enough. Okay. I haven't watched that movie in a while. Should. Good movie. Really, you know, it took me a long time to... I mean, I always knew there were lots of martial arts movies, but man, there are a lot of martial arts movies. And that such a rich diversity in terms of there are the comedies, serious ones. You know, there's just so much of it. The Jackie Chan stunt style ones. And these directors and these production houses all have these really nice individual styles and how they do them. It's great. You know, Shaw Brothers stuff. It's amazing. It's amazing how rich that genre is. And a lot of people, for whatever reason, do not have a proper appreciation of it. I mean, I'm not going to pretend I did forever. I came to it probably pretty late in life, but once I found it, I was completely in on it. It's just great. Okay, so let's... Oh, I forgot the bone color up there. Let's think about this, because I'm going to do... So let's get the grid in here really quick. Let's turn our grid back on. Let's get our pencil line. Let's get back to the actual pencil. Let me take a look at... Where am I? So I'm going to turn the hand back on. We're going to go to shadows. And what I want to do is if the light is coming from... I always like to do kind of angular lighting. So if we do it like... Oh, that's the eraser. Let's turn the pencil on. Do it like this. That light would come from here. Yeah, there's not going to be as much lighting on this one because the fingers are in a different position. So we'll do lighting there. And we'll do lighting there. Okay. So... Yeah, that'll work. Oh, no, I did the bottom line there. So let me turn off everything else. Oh, well, not everything else. Just turn that off. Okay, so there's my shadow lines. Because the palm wouldn't really put much of a shadow. Okay. So what we're going to do now is, here's what we're going to try to do. We're going to rotate. Where is the... Reset. Okay. Oh, there it is. Why did I put there? Oh, whatever, it doesn't matter. So we're going to do, essentially, that looks good. Yeah. We're going to tilt that, we're going to tilt the grid that way. Now, we come to our detail lines, which are here. We're going to create a second one. We'll call this one shadow lines. Shadow grid lines. Better descriptor. Shadow grid lines, okay? Now this is going to be an assisted layer, because there's no way I'm going to be able to space these correctly and draw them straight at the same time. I just can't do it. I could tell you I could. I would be lying. And we're going to take this pen, and we're going to knock this down even further to the 3. All right, here we go. So this is assisted. So we're going to do these like this. And we'll put the bottom one roughly there. Okay. We'll do this one. No, that's not right. Do that? No, that's not right either. Do it from the tip right there. Okay, got it. And then we'll do run right from here. And those I don't have to worry about so much. So let's turn off that. Okay, now let's just keep doing these lines. And I'm not necessarily worried about them being completely evenly spaced, but trying to do this by hand without the assist would just be... I mean, I don't doubt if I took 3 hours I could do it, but honestly, that falls under the are you working harder or smarter category. It just doesn't really seem like for something like this there's a benefit to not taking advantage of something like this. And don't get me wrong, if I was doing this the way I used to draw on pen and ink, I'd be using a ruler. And I'd be going crazy trying to keep them even. And unlike these, where if one is spaced incorrectly, it's very simple to just turn it off and back on. You can't do that. I mean, pen and ink, when I made certain mistakes, oh man, it would almost ruin it. And you could, you know, if you were to look at some of my older stuff, you'd see them. You'd see those mistakes because you can't get rid of them necessarily in pen and ink. And even pencil, you know, even if you lay things out in pencil, that doesn't mean you don't make a mistake when you go to actually ink it in. So even that is not some kind of magic savior for it. It isn't. Because I think there's people who think that way, like, oh well, if I just do it in pencil, then I don't have to worry about if I make a mistake. Yeah, you do. Yes, you do. That is, I mean, don't misunderstand. I am sure that there are artists who, if it's there in pencil, they will never make a mistake. No doubt that those people exist. That is a talent beyond my ability. One of many, I'm sure. I can't do that. I even with pencil, it's not always easy for me to follow those lines. So I don't really even bother. Okay, wait, let me get this right. No, that's way too close. Way too close. Maybe I'll start up here. No, that's too far. Let's see. That's good. There we go. I was losing where it was in the black of the finger outline, so had to redo it. That's too much. I don't mind a little variation, but I don't think it should be. Yeah, that's better. A little bit of variation is okay. It doesn't have to be uniform, but too close or too far, and the eye will see it immediately. Immediately. That's just how it is. All right, so I need to erase this. Oh, whoa, that's way too much. No, still, so is that. Ooh, that might be perfect. Okay, hold on a little more. There we go. I do need one more line, but at least now I can make it even. Too far. Or too close, I mean. Still too close. That's it. Got it. Yep, that's it. Okay. So, less shadow lines. We'll do one more set of... We'll do the shadow lines. And I think that will bring this stream to a close. Because my hand is killing me. Not the drawing hand, the iPad hand. It's just the way I've got this thing set up to stream, it's not always easy to hold it. And the problem is I was using the desk at one point, but you could hear, and I'm sure if anybody watched that video, you heard thumping, is because you can hear the thumping on the mic. The mic is not floating enough. It is floating, but it's still attached to the desk. It's not on a stand. I had a stand for a while, and honestly, I just never liked that setup. It was not for me. Could try a lav mic. I've thought about getting a lav mic just in general, because it would be a lot easier for certain things. Like when I do my fives, because I typically walk around holding a microphone, and that's not always the most fun thing in the world, ergonomically. Especially if you're like me and you have to do 18 takes of something because you can't get a movie title right, or you blow the ending or whatever. So, which is something I've done more. I did one today that I had to record 6 times. Couldn't get it right. Could not get it right. And the ones today were annoying because a lot of when I wasn't getting it right, I wasn't getting it wrong early enough that it would have been easy to just, you know, I was at the end of it when I realized that I had done something wrong or that I was going to go over on the ending, and those are way more irritating than the ones where you make a mistake up front. Make a mistake up front, you just restart it 2 seconds, you know. But trying to do a 5-minute thing, and you make the too much, and you make the error at 4 minutes and 36 seconds. Yeah. And I've had people say, "Oh, just work off a script." I can't. It's not how I work. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I don't know why. All right, we're going to go ahead and let's see. The way this thing is laid out, let's erase. We'll use the ink eraser for this because this is a raised part. So I'm not going to put the lines here. Lines will not permeate this section because it's a raised section. There we go. So I'll give a little bit of depth. I may put some more lines in different areas, but I'm going to leave these like that. That's still in a recessed section, so I don't care. Yeah. Let's go ahead and go back to inking. We'll clean up this one little spot here. And this little spot there. There we go. Okay. Yeah. All right. Excellent. Let's go here. We're going to reset this thing. don't know why. No, who cares? It doesn't even matter. Okay. Apparently it thinks this canvas is upside down, so that's wonderful. But honestly, it doesn't matter. Or maybe I don't know, that maybe its anchor point is on the bottom. What do I know? Okay, well, I think that's a good place to wrap it up. I'll turn these lines off so you can see it clearly. We're getting there. It's moving. So as you can see, actually, let me finish the colors on the bones. Let's make this a little prettier. So let's just go ahead and finish this off because this won't take long. We'll use the paintbrush for this, and we'll just... How did I miss? Oh, I was using a thing for that. That's how I missed that. Okay. This is not going to take me very long, just so it's kind of nice and you can see the bones and the way they're laid out. Nice to end on something a little bit more uniform. I don't want the splotchiness of the bone color for the end of this, especially because there's not that much that has to get done. So we'll do this. And then we'll wrap this up for today. Kind of nice to do 2 streams in a day. So not something I'm going to be doing probably pretty often because this was an unusual day in terms of time, where I had the time. But still, fun. I tried to do one earlier because I've had people say, stream is too late. I'd like to watch it, but it's too late. And I sympathize, believe me. There's people that I follow for stuff, and I barely ever get to see the stuff they do because same difference. They're, in some cases 11 hours ahead or whatever. Yeah, it's a bummer. But unfortunately, the time that usually works out best to stream for me is late in the day on the Pacific Coast. And so if that's a bad time wherever you are, well, then it's going to typically be a bad time. But that's why I'm putting these Twitch-only archives in for a certain amount of time, but I'm also putting them on the YouTube channel. So they will be there that you can be able to watch them. I know it's not live, but at least it's something. So... yeah, and on that note, well, in a minute, let me finish what I'm doing here. And you'll at least have a nice uniform bone color to look at. There you go. And that's all the bones, right? Got all the bones? Yep. All right, so we're going to go ahead and wrap up here. And we'll pick this up again whenever the next stream is, but coming along. Coming along, not bad. It's getting there. Got a ways to go. But regardless, it's there. So I will switch over to my be right back screen. And I will basically tell everybody, since it is Friday, happy Friday, number 1. Oh, stop mirroring. That's what I meant to hit. Hope you guys have a nice weekend. That Nick Cage movie is good, if you're thinking about watching it. Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Fun movie. It's available on video on demand right now. So if you're going back and forth or curious about it, I had a good time with it. So I would say, yeah, it's a fun Nick Cage movie. Doesn't take itself too seriously. It's funny. Kind of a movie about movies too. And we'll be talking about it on the Friday show for sure because I have a lot to say about it. But had a good time as a basics without giving any spoilers away or anything in particular. Good movie. Otherwise, have a nice weekend. And we'll see you on the next stream. Thanks for stopping by. And... yeah, take care, take it easy, stay safe, stay healthy. Bye.